Hey everyone, so this guy just arrived. This, I'm assuming, is the Pixel 7a. So I'm really excited to check out this device, give you my first impressions, and also show you a small camera test. So it's pretty beautiful outside right now, very sunny. So it's a perfect day to go for a nice walk, kind of just chill out, get a coffee, and then I'll do some camera tests with this Pixel 7a. And I'm also going to be comparing it to the Pixel 6a. So I'll do a small comparison in this video, but I will be doing like a full-on dedicated camera comparison between these two phones. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox the Pixel 7a. So, other than the phone, you get included your standard stuff, so your quick start guide, it's just your instruction manual as well as your SIM ejector tool. You also get a USB-C cable, it's just a pretty standard cable. Also an OTG adapter in case you want to plug in any USB Type A accessories. So now this is just side by side with the Pixel 6a, so pretty similar design. They have moved the camera bar a little bit down, as well as obviously they've now got this kind of metal finish, so it looks like the other Pixel 7 series phones. Then I went ahead and set it up, just went through the standard setup screens. It's all kind of the same stuff. And then I also synced across some things from my old Pixel 6a, which is pretty easy. Then I set up the fingerprint scanner. Now, personally, to me, I feel like it is a little bit better than it was before on the 6a. Just seems to be a little bit more accurate. And also you have the benefit of face unlock included. So if the fingerprint does screw up, you can also just use the face unlock and you're good to go. And it does actually work pretty fast. I don't know how efficient or how secure the face unlock is, but if you don't want to use it, the fingerprint scanner is more than good enough, I would say. Something I was interested about was it did look like 60 Hz out the box, and I was right. You need to turn on smooth display in the display settings, and then you get the 90 Hz, and you really can tell the difference, I must admit. This is such a nice addition to this phone. It really should have been on the 6a, let's be honest, but it's now here, so your scrolling is now a little bit more smooth, less janky, and it's just a nicer experience. Okay, this is just a quick test outside with the front-facing camera. So I'm just going to the supermarket to get some more food, some hairspray, just some bits I kind of need. And then I'm going to go out for a walk and fully test out the camera. But yeah, I think it has like some sort of voice enhancement thing on right now. So, you know, this is how the microphone sounds. But it looks a lot better, the front camera, than the old Pixel 6a, which is super nice to see. Something that confused me wildly was that I was seeing this phone all over the internet, and sometimes it looked white and sometimes it looked blue. And when you're indoors, it looks like a light baby blue, but then as soon as you get under some like direct sunlight, it turns almost pure white. So if you're stuck between the white and the sea blue, just go get the sea blue. You kind of get the best of both worlds. Also, it's a new color, so it kind of stands out a little bit. But I really like the design overhaul of this. I like how it matches the Pixel 7. It looks very similar, and people aren't really going to tell that you're using a budget phone, which is nice. So right now I'm outside with the Pixel 7a, and I've been taking some pictures, doing some videos. It's a pretty clear day, and the sun is setting, so it tends to be a good time to take pictures. But I will be doing a full in-depth comparison. Wow, it's a loud motorbike. But I will be doing a full in-depth comparison between the cameras of the 6a and the 7a in a separate video, like I said. So if you would like to subscribe, stay up to date, and you will see that video pretty soon. I'm going to try and aim to do it in the next week or so. But now let's just take a little look at some samples from the 7a. Okay, this is a front-facing camera test using the Pixel 6a on the left and the Pixel 7a on the right. So I can already tell you have a wider frame on the new Pixel 7a, but apart from that, it looks kind of similar. Maybe the sharpness doesn't look as high, so it looks a little bit more natural on the 7a, but let me know what you think. I don't really know how it looks. I haven't watched it back yet. There's some loud traffic, and I do have the speech enhancement on as well, so how does the audio sound? Let me know down in the comment section. So now this is the back camera on the Pixel 7a, so hopefully it looks pretty good. This is the wide angle, so you can get a lot in frame. It does have a little bit of distortion at the edges, especially in the photos, which you wouldn't expect because the computational photography is normally pretty good from Google, but I'm sure they'll fix it in a software update. But yeah, this is how the wide angle looks. And then this right here is just the standard lens. So hopefully it looks better than the 6A. I'll do a comparison with the videos, the photos, absolutely everything in a separate video. So today we're really just looking at the Pixel 7a, but I have thrown in some comparisons. So guys, I am now back in my office. I am freaking exhausted. It is 10:43. In just over 15 minutes, I need to go start my photography job. So I do like nightclub photography. So I'm going to be up for a few more hours doing that. Then I need to edit. So I'm going to be exhausted. But I've been using this phone for about 6 hours now. I haven't used it constantly. It's been kind of like just on standby on my desk. And you know what? I'm down 30%, which is pretty good considering I've got 90 hertz. And they did have a slight battery bump compared to the 6A, but it's only 150 milliamp hours more. So I didn't think it would make a big difference, but I guess it's got the new chip. It might be more efficient. I don't really know. Maybe they just optimized it a bit more, but I'm getting pretty great battery life. So I am very, very happy about that. A lot of people have been asking me about overheating issues, and I haven't had that problem. Like I never had it with the 6A. I doubt I'm gonna have it with this because I live in a fairly cold climate. So you're asking the wrong person. Probably want to ask someone who lives in a warmer climate how this phone deals with like those hotter temperatures, because I really don't have any experience of like overheating. So for me, yeah, the experience has been great. Something really cool I noticed is it actually seems to work with Magsafe. Like it actually magnetically sticks on in the right spot and charges, which is kind of interesting. And it worked with my Magsafe accessories as well. The only thing it didn't work with was in my car. It just wasn't strong enough to actually support the phone, so it did drop off in my car. But pretty interesting that the magnet actually sticks onto there. I've never seen that before. Something else I noticed is the actual like black frame, the bezel around the screen. It seems to be a little bit thicker than on my 6A. And I did actually measure it. It definitely is thicker. It's not just me. It's not like because the frame is a different color. It really is just a little bit thicker. So a lot of people complained about the 6A. So I feel like they're going to complain more about the 7A because it's a tad bit thicker. I don't know why. I don't know if it's to do with like 90 hertz. Maybe they just needed to have a thicker bezel, or maybe I really don't have a clue. But other than that, it basically feels like what the 6A should have been. It's got slightly better camera, better video because the video kind of sucked in my opinion on the 6A. So it's good to see fairly decent quality video in this budget phone. And then obviously the biggest deal breaker for a lot of people was the 60 hertz. So now you have the 90 hertz, and so far it's hard to say, but it seems to be pretty reliable. I've not noticed it dropping frame rate or, you know, getting more choppy, like jumping down to 60 or 30. So I haven't noticed that personally, but I might over time. It depends how like warm the phone gets and how much I use it. But yeah, that's my first impressions. I really like the color, I like the design, and I think it's a good phone for the price. You know, the reason I got this over the 7 was because they have some pretty great pre-order deals right now. So I got £50 off, which is like $80, student discount. Plus I got like the free buds with it. And what else did I get? I also got a great trade-in price for my 6A. So I got $280 off. So really, this phone was actually a pretty great price for me. I got it for, yeah, like $260 or so because of the trade-in. So it worked out really good. But you know what? If you're going to pick up the Pixel 7, you can get that on Amazon for a fairly good price, and then you could just sell your old phone. So that's something to consider. But stick around for the full review. If you want to subscribe down below, I'd appreciate that because the review is going to come out in like a week or two. I do want to play around with the phone a little bit and like get familiar, get used to it so I can talk about any problems I have in the review. But yeah, super excited to test this phone out more, and overall I'm liking it. It's definitely a nice upgrade over the 6A, but it isn't like a massive one. It just kind of feels like my 6A, how it should have been, if that makes sense. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed making this video. It's actually been super fun, and I've made it all within the one day, which has been kind of a rush. But nonetheless, it's been great, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So I will see you later. Peace.